I have here a Kona Earth sample pack. All of the beans here are the same size grading, and so they're gonna have that same density. They're gonna be roasted really evenly, but they've all been roasted to different levels. So this one, the medium dark, also called a full city roast, is the most popular way to roast Kona coffee. But in addition, we have one that is slightly lighter, a medium, and one that is slightly darker, a dark roast. Now, a lot of people are not gonna think of this as a true dark roast. This one is only slightly more roasted than this one. But it's kind of perfect because even though the roast levels are really, really similar, they don't taste the same. Let me set up some cups and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now I've brewed each of these coffees in these little cups here. This is the way that coffee is professionally tasted, and it's called a cupping because you do it in a cup. I'm gonna start here in the middle with the medium dark roast, and we'll see what it tastes like and then compare it to something slightly lighter and something slightly darker. So it has a low acidity, pretty low bitterness, very, very smooth. There's chocolatiness, allspice flavors, and a little bit of that green tea flavor I talked about earlier. This is a great cup of coffee. If I go to the slightly lighter side of the spectrum, let's see what we find there. Immediately you get more of that green tea flavor, but a lot of the chocolate and spices are gone. So it's not bad. It doesn't have any more acidity or bitterness than these beans do, just a little difference in roasting, and you end up with a pretty different result. If we go to the darker side of the spectrum, with this one, you can't really taste those grassy flavors at all. There's none of those green tea characteristics. It's all chocolate. You get a tiny bit more bitterness, but it's still relatively pretty low in the spectrum of how bitter coffee can be. And I think some of the spices are gone as well. This is a little bit more of a pure flavor, just chocolate and coffee roast kind of flavor. This one in the middle seems to be blending what you get on either edge of the spectrum, and there's a reason why this one's my favorite, because I think it's the most interesting. It doesn't prefer any one of those things, whether the chocolate, the spices, or the green tea characteristics, but it brings all of them together without losing sight of either one of them. So you can easily see why everyone takes the Kona Typica grown in the Kona coffee belt and roasts it to this medium dark level. And like I said earlier, not everyone is going to prefer this level of roast. Some people don't really like that tea flavor. They're going to want to go toward the dark side of it. Maybe they want a little more bitterness to really punch through some milk and sugar if you're using it that way. Some people are going to like it a little bit lighter, a little bit more of those tea flavor characteristics, and less of that rich chocolatey spice notes that you get here or there.